Arsenal came in and said, what are we saying? Do you want to come to Arsenal? And then more started to emerge that perhaps from Sunday, this was a deal they were working on. Did that coincide with the Kai Havertz injury? We now know that was caused by a collision with Ugarte. Still to find out how long he's out for. Some are saying, Miguel Delaney, one of them, saying that Arsenal had actually been working this deal since August the 10th in terms of ramping it up and trying to get it done. So is it even related to the Havertz injury? We're going to break it all down and understand what has happened in what's been a crazy 24 hours. I was live with Marty. I don't know if any of you are watching it. I was ranting. Why are we not going for Eze? Like, it was obvious. It's the no-brainer. He's there. I don't care if he's not a striker. Forget, just bring in Eze. It'll solve our problems. And then the news broke literally to shut me up on the spot, and then we enjoyed it. So here we are, almost 24 hours on from what has been a crazy saga. Robbie, let's get your take first. It makes all the transfer dailies worth it, doesn't it?
No, definitely. So I've been in the last 24 hours have been incredible. And I've absolutely loved it, you know. Because obviously we're nicking him off of Spurs, and as I said, it gave me Sol Campbell vibes, because I'm old enough to remember when we got Sol Campbell and my absolute disbelief seeing Sol Campbell emerge and the fact that he was going to come to Arsenal. Listen, this is not quite on the same scale, obviously, because, Eze doesn't play for Spurs yet, although if you'd have listened to some of the Spurs fans, you would have thought he was already about to play for them. But to hijack that move and bring in Eze is incredible. And it's not just the hijack factor, you know, the hijack part of it and all that gives us a lot of fun and gives us something to knock Spurs about. But the reality of it is we're getting a player of the highest quality, a player that I think almost universally we would all like to have seen us sign.
Laurie, you must be buzzing too.
Oh, absolutely, I'm buzzing. Yeah, I mean, I am as made up about this as I was disappointed when I found out that he was on the verge of joining Spurs. So you can imagine the contrast in my emotions now we've got him. And it's funny that myself, you and Turkish and Lee, we was at the stadium earlier. We did we did a couple of shows there, previewing the Leeds game, and you could not help but notice there's a vibe around the stadium. We all picked up on it straight away, and the amount of people out there, Sky cameras there, you guys did some interviews. The whole place is buzzing. That the news of Eze about to join has lifted us. I don't think there's any dispute about that.
Yeah.
And I feel that energy and that vibe because we know what this guy brings. You know what I mean? He ticks a box in so many different ways. And I'm going to touch on a point that I watched your show, Forever Arsenal, Jordan made, which I made on a show last night, which is that the DNA of the player, him as a person, he brings that kind of personality to Arsenal that makes you want to like him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He will endear himself to the fans. I've got no doubt about it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
He ticks every single box for me.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited.
He is, I think he really bleeds Arsenal, not just as a fan, but I just think when you think of what our club and the football we want to play is about, now some people will say that we moved a long way from that football, but he's the kind of person that can inject it and be a compliment to the things we've done really well over the years. But let me tell you this, right? I couldn't find it. I was trying to find out how many goals Arsenal have scored from outside the box last season. I don't actually know the answer to this, but how many would you guess? I'd say 3.
Yeah, I was going to say less than 5.
Season? 4 or 5?
5.
Maybe 5? I can think when Harry got 2.
And Fury got a City one.
Okay, actually, so there's 4. When Harry got a couple. So maybe 5 to 10 is a fair.
Saka get.
Did Saka get any from outside the box? Havertz did against Southampton. I don't know. Maybe it's 5 to 10.
Trossard.
Did he? Eze on his own got 7. Eze on his own got 7 from outside the box last season.
He's a free kick taker as well.
And he does it. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I don't think any of them were free kicks last season, though. Actually, maybe Tottenham 2 seasons ago. But the point is, this is someone who in that left half space, on that left side of the pitch, when he gets a sight at goal, I remember him doing it against Fulham in the FA Cup quarter-final in particular, driving into that space and finding the far corner. That's what he does. We don't have that in our squad. Not with that pace, that guile, that trickery. We've got players who can strike a ball from distance, like a Trossard. We've got players with some pace who can be direct, like Martinelli. But that combination of all of them, who can play as a 10, as a creative passer, or as a finisher to moves, who can do it from the touchline or inside, dropping in the pockets, running and beyond, I think he solves so many problems in one signing. I think that's the biggest takeaway. It's not just his talent. it's the versatility he's going to give us to our game, Turkish.
Yeah, it's the perfect signing, really. You know, I think there are other perfect signings out there in the world, but it's not often we get the signing where we all agree. You know, we're all on the same wave. We're all happy. We all see what he brings. He brings what we lack. We see the story behind it. He left Arsenal young, got let go, comes back now, coming home, returning to, you know, proving everyone wrong over that time. The Tottenham things, the sauce on top of it, sweet. You know, everything about it is perfect. The profile is the best thing about it, because even from the Man United game, let alone last season, it's exactly what we lacked in the middle of the park. You know, and I keep saying middle because I still see him as a central player. I know he's going to play left wing for us eventually, probably majority, whatever. But I think he's exactly what we lack. Even his attributes there as well. When you look at our problems on the left wing, as much as I see him centrally, I think he helps a lot on the left wing too. So you're right, he fixes a few problems for us.
I see him as a left winger the way I see Wanner as a right winger, which is okay, cool. Centrally is probably where they do their most dangerous work, but they're so talented, and talented footballers, you put them out right. I keep saying, take Rafinha. Yamal developed, so they moved Rafinha to the left, and he's blown up into an even better player. And there's countless examples of players that have been moved around to accommodate for someone they've got even better. And I don't see why someone like Eze couldn't. He's played as kind of a left 10 in a 3-4-3. That's his best football for Palace. But who's to say that we don't reinvent him slightly, but tweak the system to get the best out of what he does, Robbie?
Yeah, no, listen, whether it's on the left or whether it's centrally, this guy brings something to Arsenal. His ball carrying ability, how he's so strong on the ball, gives me very similar to Saka when he picks the ball up, in that he's a very difficult guy to dispossess, always finds a nice pass. Just everything he does is with quality. And the good thing about him is that he hits the ground running now. You know what I mean? He's played in the Premier League for a long time. He's Premier League ready. He's not like a guy that's going to have to be eased in. He knows this league inside out. And, you know, and players know that he's a very dangerous player. So we saw last year in a lot of situations where teams would double up, treble up sometimes on Saka, but not so much on the other side. They identified that side's not as strong. I'm not sure if you can do that now with Eze there. You've got Gyökeres a problem in the middle, and now on that left-hand side now you're going to have Eze. And then if it's not quite working out with an Eze, then you can bring on like a Martinelli later on to run at defences, and I feel that would make him better, because he will come on up against tired defences. So it's an excellent signing. I'm really, really buzzing. And like you guys said, you know what I mean, as well, to see a baller, what we call a baller, playing. You know what I mean? There's a lot of... One of the big complaints about Arsenal last season, particularly at home, was that everything was just a system playing. We want to see a bit of freestyling. Hopefully we get that from this guy. You know what I mean? That, like, he gets like a sort of license to roam around and create in that area, you know? So I'm going to have to get used to him, you know, fitting him into the system we want to play. But I'm so excited to see him in an Arsenal shirt. And like Turkish said, this is one of those signings that universally we're all in agreement that this is a great signing. I've not seen one fan say that this is a bad signing, even though, really and truly, he's not an out-and-out left winger, which is kind of what we really need, is an out-and-out left winger, but we just know he's just got so much quality that we'll take this, you know, and let's find a solution, because he's such a good player.
So